here, and we're back with another episode of the Ron Rich and Toni show. And it's Ron Rich here. This is another quarantine edition of the Ron Rich and Toni Hickman show. I have a very, very special guest, but as you can see, my co-host, my sidekick, my other half of this whole thing, Miss Toni Hickman, is not here with us today because she's having some technical difficulties at her home. It's been kind of rough since we've been quarantining, but I have my good friend, Miss Melissa Jackson, aka Miss Tatted Sky. That's the handle she goes by on social networking, Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. She's here with us, and she's going to be telling us about a very rare condition that she has been dealing with for some time now, called Retinis Pigmentosa. Now, I don't really know if you could classify this as a disability or a disease, or I'm going to ask you, how would you classify retinitis pigmentosa, and why don't you give us a little background on exactly what that is?
Okay, thank you for having me here.
Of course.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Right.
But retinitis pigmentosa, it is an eye condition. It is considered a disease, but the conditions also is considered a disability because you have limited use on what you can do. It is a gradual progression that you will go blind. So I've been having it since I was born. So now, I'm not going to say my age, but the progression is so slow. When you are already legally blind or blind, it depends because it can happen fast for you or it can happen slow for you. For me, it's been happening very slow. I thank God for that. But it can hit you fast and you could be all the way blind. I have friends that can't see anything, but me myself, I have been blessed to where I can still see some. Retinitis pigmentosa, it causes tunnel vision. So tunnel vision is where you can't see anything in your peripheral. So I can't see anything on the side. And it starts in the back of your eye. It affects the retina.
Okay, so knowing what I know about you, we've been knowing each other for some time, and you know, we've been going backwards and forwards, and you and I can both agree that, you know, we don't look like the quote unquote I guess I don't want to say typical disabled person, but then again, like when I'm presented with that term typical disabled person, I'm like, what is normal? You know, my normal may not be your normal. And at first glance, you know, if I didn't know that you had a disability, I wouldn't be able to tell that anything is wrong with you. So, like, what is it like when you tell people that you're blind or you're dealing with an eye disease? How do they react?
Nobody believes me. And then I would tell people, why would I play about something like that? I have a whole car. Why am I not driving my car? Why am I not driving anymore? Like, I want to live, you know? I want to be able to hop in my car like everybody else and go. Like, it's nothing to play with. I'm not an ugly female. I don't have to use a crutch of something for somebody to feel sympathy for me, you know? Any type of disability, it's nothing to play with. It's nothing to try to draw attention in for yourself. So I don't get when people don't believe when a person is really actually going through something. Now I can say people are starting to believe me because they see for themselves. But then sometimes people still have a hard time grasping, you know, because I do things so with ease to them, but they just don't know how I'm dealing with it and catching anxieties on the inside, you know?
And I think
it looks easy, but on the inside, I'm really panicking, you know?
Right. And I think I've dealt with that too in the past because on the outside, you know, I look like nothing is wrong until I walk. And then, you know, when people see me walk, they're like, oh, okay. You know, so I've kind of had to deal with that situation in the past too. Not so much today because, you know, I'm able to explain it better. I'm able to deal with it better. And it's just something that has become a part of my everyday life. Now, I was doing a little research before we came on, and I noticed that retinitis pigmentosa is a very rare disease, and it only affects maybe 200,000 people per year.
Exactly.
So, like, how did the whole situation start off? Or how did your whole diagnosis start off? You went to the eye doctor, and break that down for me.
Okay, well, let me tell you. I went in to bring my son to get his eye checked
Mm-hmm.
because he noticed that he couldn't see too well when he was in school. So I said, well, hey, I have this insurance. I've never got my eyes checked. Let me just go ahead and put this insurance to use, right?
Right.
So I went in just oblivious, didn't know anything. And I'm sitting down to have my routine eye exam, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And the eye doctor, she was like, hold on. I'm like, hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, from seeing A, B, C, D to hold on, let me put these eye drops in your eyes and let me go take some pictures of them eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? My son didn't have to do all this. So why am
Right.
I having to do all this?
Right.
My God, she came out with a textbook. That's how rare it is. She was saying that she has never seen this before in her life and that she's only seen it in college because they were researching it, right?
Right.
So that's how rare it is. The doctor that I was going to see for my eyes, she had never seen it before. She had to show me pictures that she had took from the back of my eyes and compare them to the textbook that she had.
Mm-hmm.
That's how rare it is. But that's how I found out. And at the end of my visit, she also told me that she would not be able to see me anymore because I have to see a specialist now.
So, what was your first initial reaction when you got diagnosed with it?
I didn't believe him. Because
Really?
if you think of blind, you think of Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder. Pitch
Right. Right.
I'm like, oh, they trying to milk this insurance card. That's what I'm saying. I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't need it. I told my son because he needed glasses, which we knew he needed glasses. I said, oh, I'm not even studying them. But as the months went by,
Right.
it started progressing fast because when it first started and she seen it, it was just in my left eye. Now, remind you, I can't see anything out of my left eye now. And that's been 10 years ago.
Right.
So, as I tell you, I was in denial. I went and I wrote down the name that she told me what it was. I started doing my research. But at that time, it was so small, I was like, it didn't register. That's what I'm going to say. But
Right.
now I'm at the stage that I am at now with it. I reflect on my past and I be like, damn, I've been messed up. Like my eyes been messed up.
Right. 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 So I'm gonna put the interview on pause right quick, and I'm gonna just tell everybody, man, be sure to hit us up on our social networking platforms. Hit me up on my Facebook page, the Ronald Rich Facebook page, or Ronald Richardson, my full name. You can find me on Facebook. And be sure to hit my girl Toni Hickman up at the real Toni Hickman. It's also on Instagram. And why don't you give the people your social networking information so they can find you?
Well, let me tell you guys, I'm all over. I'm nationwide. I have a Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fans page, and it is Tatted Sky on my fans page.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have an Instagram, and it's Oh My God Tatted Sky. That's OMGTATTEDSKY. I have a Snapchat. People wonder how I have a Snapchat, but since I'm blind, well, duh, I have tunnel vision in my right eye. I can
Mm-hmm.
see. So hey, you can hit me up on Snapchat. It's Oh My God Tatted Sky, and you can check me out and see some fly pictures because I love to post sexy pictures.
And so, you being blind, what would you tell people who are dealing with not just blindness or degenerative eye disease or any kind of disability? What would be some positive words of influence, or what could you tell them to help them get through a diagnosis of a disability?
I'm gonna tell you this. My eye doctor told me this. You are your biggest advocate.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, I'm gonna tell you from my point of view. Whatever your diagnosis is, with whatever the doctor tell you, do your research yourself. Jot it down, take notes, And because doctors make mistakes too. Some people have been misdiagnosed. Jot down. Find out what you really have. Have a second opinion. Once you find out what you have, then you go from there. Get knowledge from it. Become independent. You don't never want to lose your independence to where you're gonna have to just depend on somebody, for everything. You don't want to do that because people will tell you one thing and then you'll be sitting there crying in your feelings because people don't want to help you. But at the end of the day, everybody have their own life to live, and you can't fault nobody for helping you, not wanting to help you. So what I can tell you is learn everything that you can so you can help yourself as much as you can. Everybody have a bad day. Some days you might get in a rut to where you feel bad by yourself, feel
Mm-hmm.
bad about yourself, but don't stay there. You know, it's 10 stages of grieving period. When you lose something with any disability, it's like you have lost a loved one. Everybody go through those 10 stages. So with that being said, like I said, learn everything that you can and advocate for yourself.
Right. And that's the biggest thing. Going back to my situation or whatever, when I first came out, uh, with me being born with cerebral palsy and dealing with the things that I deal with, a lot of my friends knew, but there were also a lot of people that, I had become friends with on Facebook and in the social networking world. On the outside looking in, I looked like just a normal guy living my life. And, one day I decided, hey, you know what? I got to start talking about this. And a friend of mine, she was like, you have the perfect platform because, of your work and different things like that, and just put it out there and see what happens. And I did, and I got a positive response. So I want to ask you, uh, what did you do before you got diagnosed? Like, what was your career?
I was a CNA, a certified nurse's assistant. I've
Mhm.
always loved to help people.
Right.
That's my passion. I'm gonna tell you something. Becoming blind and losing one thing, it gave me so much more in life. Like I'm doing things now that I never thought that I would be capable of doing.
Hmm.
Um, so like I said, I was a CNA. I've always helped other people. That's what I like to do. So that's why I'm trying to reach everybody to let people know that just because you have a disability, it don't even have to be a disability somebody have. It could be something else that they're going through. Don't give up, don't stop. Everybody have a purpose in life. You don't know what your purpose is. I feel like God
Right.
put this on me because this is my purpose. This is my thing. He put this out here for me to reach everybody to let people know don't give up. Keep pressing.
Right. So being that you have a disability, uh, such as retinitis pigmentosa, and that you know that you will eventually, I guess, lose all of your sight.
I don't
Uh,
know.
you don't. Then that's the thing. You don't know what have you learned about other disabilities since coming out with your story.
Well, I can't tell you, like I said, I was a CNA, and what I was
Hmm.
doing was I was a floater. I don't know if y'all familiar with home health agencies. I was a floater at home health agencies, so I ran into all different types of people with all kind of disabilities.
Hmm.
So that in itself showed me, you can't pass judgment or think a person can't do a certain type of thing because they have a disability. I
Right.
have met so many people with disabilities that unquote unquote people, normal people think they wouldn't be able to do certain things, and they're
Hmm.
doing so much. I've met doctors, I've met lawyers, I've met so many intelligent. I have a friend that have what I have, and she's a
Hmm.
counselor. I have a friend that's completely blind, and she's a school teacher. You just
Hmm.
can't never give up.
Right. And I think a lot of people who are born with a disability or you know obtain a disability over time, they limit themselves and they just think that this is all that they can do. But also, you have these people who have a tendency, because you have a disability, they put you in a box, and then that's all they see you as. And I think I can speak for myself and Toni, you know, we have like really, and you also, we really surpassed like what people thought we could do. You know, like never in a million years would I have thought I would have been working in radio, but I've done it, you know, and I've gotten pretty good at it. And it's my craft. It's what I like to do. And I've also done sports. I've done a little bit of everything. So only you can limit yourself. And one of the things that I'm impressed with you is that you haven't let vision loss stop you from doing your thing.
I live
So
every day like it's my last. I don't think about it. If I wake up tomorrow, God forbid, and I can't see anything, I'm blessed for the time that I did have vision, and I'ma still press on.
exactly. So we got to keep moving, man, and you know, just keep pushing to all my differently able warriors. We're not going to use the term disability or disabled. We're going to say differently able. Just keep pushing and keep on pressing on. So I'm going to kind of get off the topic. What are you doing in this quarantine time to keep yourself occupied? Like, what does Tatted Sky do to keep herself going and everything
I'm
during this time?
I'm
Right.
working out. I'm trying to push my awareness more,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm working out. I'm getting it in. Hey,
Right.
working out helps me with my mental more than anything. It keeps my body good, you know,
Mm-hmm.
keeps me
Mm-hmm.
looking good, but it helps with my mental, and
Right.
that's what I really worry about because I have friends that they really have really lost their mind because of their situation, and so, most of the time they're not even dealing with a disability. So I
Right.
tell people to find something that you are passionate about to keep your mind focused.
Right. And that's the hardest thing, you know, doing something like this. You have to find something to occupy your time. Like I've been working out also and just trying to get my health back and, you know, trying to get back in shape. So that's the thing that's been keeping me occupied. So man, you know what, it's been a pleasure, and I hope to do this with you again sometime, and you know, just keep pushing and keep striving for better and keep, you know, doing your advocacy thing. And you know, we'll be in contact with you. And you know, you and I always talk outside of Facebook, and you know, we just support each other. And I think that's the biggest thing, like dealing with a disability, man. Like you have to find people who support your cause and support your movement and support what you do. And that helps. It helps keep me going. It helps keep you going. And I think everybody that's in our inner circle that deals with a disability, it helps keep them going too also. So, you know. All right, guys. This has been another hot episode of the Ryan Rich and Toni Hickman Show. Shouts out to my girl, Miss Toni Hickman. I'll talk to you soon. And it's been great. All right. So peace. We'll see y'all next time. And stay safe out here with COVID-19. And man, stay home and stay healthy. This is Ryan Rich for Toni Hickman. My girl Tatted Sky. Love you. Peace.